but he maintains his unbeaten record, and it's a treble for Willie Mullins and Ruby Walsh.
See the Stars wins a 4th Guineas for Mick Cannan.
Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time you're watching this at. This is our Cheltenham review of the team. So I think we'll not too far back. We'll start off with a supreme novice hurdle. We're appreciated, as we said on our preview, that would absolutely romp this, and won by 24 lengths. Ballyadam back in second, and For Pleasure in third. Who wants to go first? What was your thoughts on this one, lads?
Well, he just pissed up, didn't he? So we can just move on.
Completely pissed up.
The Blue Lord's an okay horse. Think it could win a handicap at some point. The rest of them, forget about them for me. So I don't see how Ballyadam would have been hammered.
His jumping's not good enough. So he hit the third last.
He's belted it, didn't he?
After about a mile and a half, Mediar was done.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. Sorry, go ahead. Is he frozen? You're frozen.
Yeah.
No,
oh,
not
sorry.
you, Dan. Ben.
Oh.
Is it okay now? Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So we're saying, For Pleasure set the race up perfectly. Give appreciated the pace, the pace angle, obviously. And then, but and from about 3 hours, this is good. 9 p.m. and this is all over. Really obliged. Hacked up by 24 lengths and will be a nice prospect for fences next year.
Yeah, there's not much to add, really, is there? It was he won it easily. I don't think this race will be anything like what it was last year, where you had Shishkin, Chantry House, Abacadabras. I think Ballyadam and Appreciate
a week renewal,
separate.
To say the...
Yeah, they'll probably keep them separate next year. I think Ballyadam could be Henry's Arkle horse next season, so I think he'll probably go there. Appreciate It is in. What do you think he'll go for? The Arkle and Marsh or something like that? I think they always said they wanted to step him up.
But then I think this all revolves around in Willie's little head, what he wants to do with the Fernie Hollow. Fernie Hollow, the horse that has won runs over hurdles, and if he would have turned up in this Supreme, he would have won about 34 lengths. But I'd appreciate it over hurdles. You could see if you get Fernie Hollow over hurdles and took a head at the champion hurdle, you might see appreciated in the Arkle, but I would have thought he'd look better in the Marsh. But if we could probably talk about this later, but Bob Ollinger, look, I wouldn't be backing against Bob Ollinger for that one next year. If that's the line he went down.
I wouldn't be surprised if they send Fernie Hollow to the Arkle. He's obviously
and then
won a
bump
point.
Appreciate,
It would be a pretty good training performance if they can get him out straight over fences to the Arkle. But I wouldn't be surprised, and then Appreciate It somewhere like the Marsh over a little bit further. But then again, who knows? I've honestly got no idea. Obviously, I think he came out the other day and said they're not going to be getting any more jump sources. So Fernie Hollow will probably be one of the last of those youngsters that they'll have anyway.
Is she really Park Brigade?
I know they appreciate it. I saw some people betting him for the champion hurdle or whatever, but he won't go there. So you can forget about that.
Well, Willie always said
that was like George back in Chiskin for the champion hurdle.
Yeah. I'm not making that mistake again. Willie said, didn't he, that he always had chasing in mind for him, so it wouldn't make any sense to go down a hurdle route.
He's going over a fence, absolutely not a doubt about it. Over a fence. We move on then to Shishkin. Shishkin is unreal. I actually love this horse.
It was brilliant.
Although the race set up perfectly, All Mankind and Captain Guinness absolutely eating throats of each other. And then Nico's just sitting there nicely, getting Shishkin in there with him. 3 out, all over. Boom, boom. I think he won by 14 lines, was it? 12. And, I'll just say it now, as long as he gets there one piece, nothing's coming close to him than the champion chase next year. That's fact. Nothing's getting close.
He's 6-4. You're basically backing that he stays sound all season and then he gets there because he won't get beat.
He's not a price to back at 6-4, but in the double I put up in the last preview show for him and Monkfish 41-1, and my 10-1 on Shishkin to win the Arkle on the champion chase is
Still
it's just
alive.
looking rather pretty right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I thought he won. Yeah, he won very well. I thought he was impressive, just as anybody would. I thought Captain Guinness was just absolutely sabotaged in that race. I mean, what went off there, I've got no idea. He would have been a hell of a lot closer to Shishkin if they wouldn't have gone hell for leather. He jumped brilliantly. He was absolutely pinged them fences. Rallied, got back up to beat All Mankind, who's obviously a very good horse, after he'd gone hell for leather with him. The second, what was it, Eldorado Allen? He just picked up the pieces, didn't he? I mean, he was miles behind them.
He just stayed on really, really well.
Yeah, don't read anything into that. It was a brilliant ride. It was the best ride in the race, to be honest. From Harry Cobden, was it, that got second place? Because he just knew what he was doing. He just knew he'd pick him up. But I thought Captain Guinness, I thought he ran a belter. I couldn't believe how well he'd ran, because when they were going that fast, I thought, oh my days, this is not gonna, this is not happening. He kept coming back at All Mankind, he put him under pressure. And then when he went up the hill, he dropped back to third, and I thought, oh, he's going to weaken now. Rallied, took second, and then obviously got pipped for second on the line. But the fact he beat All Mankind, I thought it was pretty impressive. I know he was beaten a long way, but they did really change tactics with the horse, in terms of they really did take on an absolute speed freak. And it just didn't. I don't say it didn't suit him, because it clearly did. He jumped, he ran a brilliant race, really. But
it'd have been better sitting in second, just biding his time.
Yeah, he was up against a machine, obviously, in Shishkin. It was never going to work doing that. But you'd have needed Shishkin to come to grief for him to win it. But I thought if they would have ridden him differently, I thought if he, obviously, we don't know whether he'd have jumped as well, but he was certainly the second best horse in the race, absolutely, and by a few lengths as well. I don't think he's a 14 length worse horse than Shishkin, Captain Guinness. I really don't think he is 14 lengths worse off, not by a long stretch. So
he seems to have a bit of bad luck every race, doesn't he? There always seems to be something that you can excuse.
Yeah, it's always a hard luck story, isn't there? Like,
I'd probably, I mean, that you can obviously say that with him, but he'll pick up a decent race at some point, because
that wasn't even a bad comment. I'm sort of like, he always runs into some kind of trouble.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He just didn't get that clear, good passage at it, like.
Yeah, and obviously they had a took on a freak, like I say, in Shishkin, but he's not a 14 length worse horse than him, so I wouldn't go nuts with that. Like you said, the race really did set up for him very well. He beat a horse already beat that season, so
I'd be interested in if they take him to Punchestown. There's not really a grade one. Like, he could come up against Energamine, but he's entered in the two.
Who's that?
Captain Guinness.
All right, yeah.
So he might pick up a nice wee pot here at Punchestown here at the end of the season. So that'll be interesting to see how that one develops.
Yeah, if he's okay, if he's sound, obviously he would have had a hard race there. But if he's still sound and they fancy it, I'd definitely back him. Obviously, if it's a different kettle of fish takes on Energamine, but I think the performance that he put up in that champion chase would still give me hope that he could get the better of Energamine. I know Energamine might be a freak, but it depends on the ground. I just thought, I just don't think I think he's probably half. I think he's probably a 7 length better horse, Shishkin. He's not a 14 length better horse. He's not double figures better than Captain Guinness. Not by a long stretch for me. Yeah. So
I think Energamine could end up at 2 mile 4 next year with a top of the leg.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we're looking not just at last week, but bets for next week. Next week? I wish it was next week.
I wish.
I don't wish it was next week. I need a break.
If you're back at Shishkin at 6-4, you're an idiot. I think the most interesting horse to take from the race is the one that didn't even turn up. I think Energamine, you can back him at 16s for the Ryanair at the minute, and I think that is the perfect race for him next season.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they'll take a chance here. Anyway, moving on to the Ultima. Vintage Clouds, 5th time lucky. Not much to say, but just glad this lad got his day in the sun, didn't he? It was great to see.
No, it wasn't. It was great to see for a lot of people, apart from those who, I had happy-go-lucky for one of my biggest wins of the week, and he didn't. So you know, you can always take bad
It
things.
looked like he was just going to come and pick up the pieces at one stage, but then
Oh,
did he make a mistake at the last, or was
he did, yeah. He made a mistake at the last, but if he would have pinged the last, he would have never caught vintage clouds. Just
No.
absolutely accelerated off the back of that.
Yeah.
It was an
good to see.
incredible performance.
I
Obviously, brilliant
I
for
think
Sue Smith to have a winner at the festival as
Yeah.
well.
I put up Lieutenant Rocco in our thing, which obviously was lame a few days before, so I didn't run. I ended up back on I right on the day, and there's a big pot left on I right somewhere. I'll be keeping an eye on that horse. I thought he ran well for a considerable amount of the race. I'll be keeping an eye on that one, definitely for sure. Dan, any thoughts or any hard luck stories?
No, not really. Just it was what it was. Happy to lucky race. The winner, just really how we didn't find that winner, or how we didn't certainly give him a shout. I can't believe really, because he's exactly the sort of horse I would back at Cheltenham. And I know there was a few pundits, weren't they, that were really disappointed they hadn't picked him out, and yeah, I was as well, to be fair. But no, I'm glad to see him to finally win it at the 5th time of asking, or whatever it was.
Moving on then to the champion hurdle, Honeysuckle. What a mare! She is class.
It was the best performance of the week by a mile for me.
Yeah, I
it
think
was
so.
awesome
I have to say, I think for me it was the best performance of the week. You know, I think she had a lot of doubters going into the race, and she soon put them to bed, didn't she?
Oh, she was never beat, was she? And Racheal, I mean,
No.
it's obviously a running theme of the week. Racheal gave an absolutely brilliant ride. I was happy to see Sharjah in second, who obviously put up at a decent price each way.
Ran really well.
The rest of the race, you know, it's not much, is it? Goshen pulled his chances out wide. James Fairley was dead last.
I thought Goshen was looking to go. I thought Goshen was looking to go to Birmingham for the day. The way he was near run out of the stage, it was.
Yeah, he's a strange horse, isn't he? I think. Well, I mean, it'll probably be too high in the weights now, but he would have been perfect last year if they'd have just sent him to the E-Ball.
Well, you must have had money on.
I didn't have money on him for the E-Ball because I just didn't think that he was going to get into it on the weights. I thought he'd. I think he had a flat mark that he would have needed to run once or twice on the flat to get it up.
89, I think it was.
But yeah, I mean, you know, that horse will, you know, he could come back next year and win a champion hurdle by 10 lengths and you wouldn't be surprised. But he could also never run well again. You just don't know with him, I think.
I don't think he'll ever run at Cheltenham ever again anyway. I think that's dead certain.
True, yeah, true.
I don't think he'll certainly not on that course anyway. Sorry, mate.
Honeysuckle, hurdles or fences? Will they take a chance at chasing?
No.
I wouldn't. If I owned her, I wouldn't. I think it's stupid. I think it's...
Just go back for the champion hurdle.
Just go win the champion hurdle.
Yeah,
Would you rather win another champion hurdle or a mare's chase?
She'll win it.
I don't think anything that's gonna. I don't see anything that's gonna beat her at the minute. Anyway, it'd probably be the same old boats turning up at the minute. Because
stop talking about Santini like that.
I mean, we had Goshen. Obviously, he's just absolute nut job. You know, I thought Aspire Tower probably ran okay. What did he finish? He finished fourth. Yeah. So obviously James de Belay, we knew that was going to happen. That was never ever going to happen. And then
my 50 each way went down the drain. Then. Yeah,
I'm sure. But she bolted up, didn't she? So there's Honeysuckle ran okay. She's just Epitante ran okay, didn't she? But she ran in snatches. Yeah, she ran okay. Like she just made a few mistakes. But I think she wouldn't have beat Honeysuckle. She's just not as good as her, is she? Honeysuckle's clearly improved this season at 2 miles, and she's looked better than ever. So she's just not as good as her.
When you look at it, it wasn't really a great champion hurdle, was it? I don't think many of those horses are top horses, but yeah, she couldn't have won it any more impressively. I thought Sharjah looked like he was closing right in, and then she just pushed her out. And
well, I think Honeysuckle would have won. On the performance she showed this year, with getting the allowance, she'd have probably won the last 5. She'd have probably won. She's not going to be far off, is she? Because Bouvardere won it twice. Obviously, Epitante won it last year.
Nothing freakish.
The 5-year-old won it for Gavin Cromwell. She'd have beat him.
JP's horse.
Yeah.
Esbard Allen.
Yeah, that one she'd probably beat him by about 10 lengths. So she'd have won certainly the last 4 on that performance. I don't see anything that would have beat. I think that's the best one. performance we've seen in a few years. So
She's a very good horse. And on to the Mares Hurdle, Black Tears picked Concertista on the line. Roxana, who we said absolutely had no chance, went there, run over 2 miles on skeleton. This horse needs to be even like he just the way to crawl, he kicked too early. You had to kick at that stage because she just likes to be at the back, pick them off. She likes going past horses, but
yeah,
Roxana was never win that race.
That was it was the most painful race of the week for me. I think it made it worse that Concertista beat Black Tears by 12 lengths, giving her £8 last time. And then all of a sudden, Paul gets a beat on the line, and I mean, if Roxana would have forced a much stronger pace, you'd think, oh right, we've got something to aim at. Here we go. I think that probably contributed to Concertista getting beat. She just looked like she didn't want to be out alone in front. She looked like one of those horses where you have to deliver up on the line, which obviously,
Well, he's done quite a lot.
I think she stays.
Quite late
I think she stays very well at the trip. I just don't think she had that. She was out in front. She was in front a long way before I thought she was going to be in front. Concertista. I didn't like how early she was in front. I don't think Paul could have done much about it. I just think maybe he could have tried to send her earlier. Maybe that's what he thinks. But in hindsight, it's easy, isn't it, to say that? But obviously, when it's real time, he must have thought he had a lot under the bonnet. I just don't think they went quick enough for her. I don't think that she had enough of a pace to aim at. So
Black Tears was the first horse off the bridle. I thought it was going to the picture at one stage.
She's very good at Cheltenham, isn't she?
Yeah.
So
ran a few remarkable races in the Coral Cup.
Well, I never would have thought she would have beat Concertista, but the form was there with the Coral Cup last year. I thought she ran a belter, giving Damned Company weight. The form was there for her to go well. I thought she'd go well each way. I didn't think she'd beat Concertista, but
I wouldn't have went as far as beating Concertista, but didn't she?
I just don't think the race played out, as well for Concertista as what we might have thought. I think she's still very good. She's probably not as good as we thought, but maybe the ground as well. She has been running on very soft ground this season in Ireland. It has been really soft. Yeah. It would have been a lot, nowhere near as soft. Maybe that improved Black Tears as well. You know what I mean? A bit better ground because she had that last season as well when she ran well, and obviously when she ran in Ireland against Concertista, the ground was shocking. So
I've decided I'm never backing in the Mares Hurdle again, so that's me and my affiliation with the race over.
Especially the Willie Shorties. Concertista and Benny DeJew have cost me a hell of a lot of money.
In the last 3 years, they've skinned me. Anyway, moving on to the Boodles. Not going to spend much time. Seems to be laughing at people with producing an 80-1 winner. Since Sam, I thought was going to win the race at one stage. I was counting my money, but then that sort of got flushed in the toilet, and then we had Ellen Valley in third. Anybody back anything?
I backed Bustleton. He was beaten miles out. Came 19th. So
an awful race.
That's all I can really say on that race.
The Jones for Brian yard weren't firing, were they? I mean, he had on was on Tukas Joseph's though.
Second, yeah.
Yeah, that was about the only one of the week.
And that ran a half decent race.
Unless I don't think he cleared a boat. No, it wasn't. No, that's fine. Yeah, so it was just that one. So there, I thought, he ran well. He probably should. Obviously, we'll get onto that. He should have won, but the rest of them, I don't think they ran very well. He's okay. Saint Salmon, isn't he? Probably just had too much weight in the end. So
it's a hard one to find, wasn't it? I think the winner was dead last behind Zanna here last time out. So although looking back on it, not that far behind, but Zanna put up a pretty poor performance anyway, which we'll obviously get on to. But it's one of those races where you think, well done, good ride, and we move on.
Yeah. Moving on to the National Chase, where Galvin was in first. Next destination in second, Ascari at 10th. A really good race. I really, I'm not a fan of this race, but I really enjoyed watching it. Thought it was well run. It was
a great finish as well.
Yeah,
for a race that's usually so strung out, it was a great finish.
Turning for home, you couldn't have called the winner. I was on next destination. I quite fancied my chances. I backed him at 4-1 whenever he decided to go there. And then Jack Kennedy with a brilliant ride in Galvin. Galvin, 4 lengths. 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 4 l you know, I wasn't really watching. Like, I was watching Next Destination really during the race, and I forgot about Galvin. Next of all, Jack Kennedy is sitting sweet on him, jumping away, pinging his fences, and then after the last, he just came up the inside and he ran away. Not an easy winner, but he's won that pretty well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he won it. Yeah, he won it pretty well. I like the top three in terms of that race. I think they're very game. I think they're all very decent jumpers as well. I thought Next Destination, I love him. He is an absolute brilliant jumper. He is unbelievable jumper of a fence.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He pinged every fence.
He absolutely pings them. It keeps him in races. He's such a brilliant jumper, and he ran his heart out. You know, I was a bit gutted because I'd had him obviously Antepost for it.
Yeah.
Didn't think my slip was coming up, and then obviously when he changed his mind, you were sort of thinking, oh yeah, he's gonna have a good chance. Surprised Galvin didn't go favourite still because he was just laid out for it, and Gordon Elliott laid out for the race. What were we expecting?
Yeah.
But that's it.
I can't do. Yeah. Don't really have much more chance to say. I'm saying that there one. Moving on to Wednesday then, the Ballymore Novice Hurdle. Bob Bollinger. This horse could be a superstar.
The nap of the week, and he won. I'm so surprised.
He absolutely hosed him. That footage of Harry Cobden's GoPro, Racheal absolutely pulling double.
I loved him.
Around the bend.
He proper eyed up the horse to his left as well, and just said, "Look, I'm way better than you."
Bye. See you later.
I think he'll have a very good chance in the Marsh next year. I think it's 5-1. You get them idiots saying that they should drop him back to the Arkle, which is just ridiculous.
No, thanks.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Why drop a horse which stayed every yard of 2 mile 5 back into 2 mile?
Yeah. No, I think.
Yeah, I think he's got an incredibly good chance in the Arkle next year. He's going to be. He could actually the improvement, the way Henry's horses improve. This lad could be anything over a fence.
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
Keep him there at the same trip and keep him at 2.5. I think Gaillard, you could maybe drop him back in trip.
Nah, that's taking the RS or the Brendan Advisory, I think.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Blimey. I just couldn't believe how he ran. I mean,
he never ever
looked like he was going to win. So
yeah, I thought a lot of Willie's horses were quite poor.
I'm not so sure.
Well, obviously, we could see a lot of them.
That'll be interesting. But he's got Brave Man's Game. He won't beat him over 3 miles if he jumps a fence because he needs 3 miles.
Brave Man's Game will love the extra, I think.
Yeah, he needs 3 miles. I don't see why I'd run. I mean, obviously, you've got to see how it is for fences, but I think Gaillard de Manil, I wouldn't be so sure he's a better horse over 3 miles. I certainly wouldn't think he'd be a better horse than Brave Man's anyway, but that'd be interesting.
No,
that's what they said.
Game. I think as we said last week, I thought he had no chance. He actually was like 3-1 Michaels. I just think, his career was laid out for him to be a big chaser. Like, I just thought he had no chance in this year. And
he just needs 3 miles on the fence, doesn't he? So
3 miles on the fence. Don't think there's much else to say.
Bob
Bollinger wins the Marsh.
Quicker.
That's it.
Way too quick.
That's it.
Bob's a beast. Absolute beast. And how good is Fernie Hollow?
Yeah.
Suppose we'll find out.
If we ever see him again.
Yeah, definitely not this season. I think they said today.
No,
but
they said today, not the season.
It's clearly very fragile.
Moving on to Monkfish and the Festival Novices Chase. Wow, blimey, he gave a lot of people a lot of scares.
Yeah, that last fence. I think if you were on him Antepost, you were almost crying as he hit it. Yeah, but I mean, he won pretty well in the end, didn't he?
Yeah. The stopwatch lads say that he ran the last 4 furlongs quicker than put the kettle on in Champion Chase.
I fucking hate those comparisons.
That's what the stopwatch lads say.
Well, yeah, but Monkfish isn't going home with a Champion Chase. He won a Brown. Like,
Gavin Lynch will be trying to lump on as much as he can then, because he's a stopwatch man, isn't he? So
yeah, I thought that it was just impressive the amount of mistakes he made. He didn't race within himself, and he still won. Yes, it wasn't the greatest field, but he still won pretty easily. Like he wasn't himself. Paul said like he just kept on watching. Obviously, it's the TV cameras going around in the Jeep following them, and he just every time he went to the fence, he just looking over at the cameraman, like hitting the fence, going, Paul looking a big one, he's going short. Paul said he never jumped. He never jumped a good fence. He never jumped a fence good ones. He's a massive chance in the Gold Cup next year. Massive.
Well,
I'm
going to put one up against you.
Allen.
At this early stage, I think Eclat de Rire was going pretty well when falling against Monkfish. Will love the Gold Cup distance, and you can get 66-1. So I think Eclat de Rire 66-1. Everyone that's watching this video, go and have 50 each way, and we'll all be happy in March.
50p.
I honestly
50p.
think 66-1 Eclat de Rire is probably the best price you can back at the moment, apart from Eniga Main in the right now.
Well, there you go. Well, I mean, I thought he absolutely hacked up. I wouldn't see anything wrong with it. He just, every single thing in the race went wrong that could have went wrong. Still bolted up by a mile. He's £20 clear of the rest. Forget about them. They're not. I'd say anyway. Maybe Eclat de Rire. I can see your point with that in terms of, he still had running to give. Whether he would have been beating Monkfish is another thing, but we'd never know because he departed too early to know really. But the rest of them,
I'm not necessarily saying he would have done over 3 miles.
No, I can see your angle though. Obviously he's the only one that we didn't get to see run against him, so the others, just forget about them. In terms of, they won't be anywhere near the Gold Cup, will they? I thought the mistake at the last was the loose horse.
Yeah, it was.
So I don't think you can blame that on him. Obviously, if he'd have unseated, it would have been you could have looked different. It would have been very unlucky for him. But he's just miles better than the others. He'll need to jump a lot better, obviously. But that was the first time we'd ever seen him make a mistake. So obviously he made a lot, but it was the first time he'd ever made one. So it was surprising to see him make so many. I'm not quite so sure why he made so many. Obviously, he won't be able to do that in a Gold Cup and get away with it because he won't be £20 better than them. But what price is he now? I mean, before the race,
5-1.
I wouldn't back him at 5-1.
He's not going to be shorter than 3 or 4-1 on the day, is he? Why the hell would you be backing him at 5-1?
I wouldn't back him at 5-1.
That's the biggies. I'd see some of them Antepost markets for next year at the minute are an absolute shambles. Some of the prices, like.
Well, you see, I wouldn't back him at 5-1, but I'd back another horse at a different price. But we'll come on to him later on. So.
Santini.
Sure, it's not Eclat de Rire.
Santini's coming back.
Santini. On the Coral Cup, what a story. Greyhound trainer went to the Cheltenham Festival.
Yeah.
Heaven help us for Paul Hennessy and Richie Condon. Absolutely. Yeah, well.
Yeah, another one that freebie, wasn't it? So, look, you've got to be a good horse to win a Coral Cup from the front. You've got to be. I don't know how. I mean, it's obviously well handicapped. I don't know how well handicapped it could have been.
Must have been very well handicapped.
Well, I know, but that's the thing. It must have been. But then, in these races that you do get these sort of. They do throw up some funny results. Some of them. Every race is not as cut and dry as obviously as it's. Yeah, you were the best handicapped horse in the race.
Well, she beat Tell Me Something Girl, didn't she? She beat Tell Me Something Girl. Last time out, who obviously went and won. So
yeah, they obviously hammered that. Obviously, that form is there may not have been a better handicapped horse on the day. I just thought she got a very easy time of it. 33-1, fair play. She's won very well. So yeah, another one where absolutely wide of the mark. So I'll move on from that one. But fair play.
I don't have much more to
say. So
great to see.
Good to see Sayo come fourth though. He seemed a bit out of love with the game and he's back for a fourth. Apart from that, nothing else to add.
On to the champion chase. Put the kettle on. Absolutely loves Cheltenham. 4 out of 4.
Yeah, it's a race where I'm going to have to apologise, obviously, because in the preview I said she's got absolutely no hope of winning this. So, she proved me wrong. But
she loves Cheltenham.
if Harry
So
Stewart
game.
would have had one eye open, he would have beat that on Nuba Negra. Shaken was terribly disappointing, wasn't he? In my selection, first float hit every single fence, so I pretty put it in the park.
As you know, like on our preview, like I wasn't really a fan of Shaken and didn't have a bet on him. Didn't
I don't think any of us were we?
No, like I think that I didn't really have a bet in this race. I actually don't think I ended up having the bet on it because I was planning to back Altior and then I didn't really know what to back as an alternative. So I was like, this is going to sit this race out. But yeah, really, really good to see put the kettle on in 4 out of 4 Cheltenham. Just seems to improve a bit an extra stone when she ever comes to this place. Like, because, Shakan been beating her up and down Ireland all year, next of all, it's on the big stage, and she's, whenever Shakan came to put the challenge on, he was,
he's a one-trick pony, isn't he? This is the thing. I knew this was the fault with him. I don't think it's the hill that gets him beat. I don't think it's the hill that gets him beat. It's just the fact that he has one go and then he's done. He's not interested. He doesn't want to go again. He won't ever rally. Let's put it that way. If I ever seen Shaq and Passoir rally against, I think he could probably get beat by a 140 rated horse trying to rally. He just doesn't like it. He just doesn't like battling. He's just he's not a bridle merchant because he can come off the bridle and find. But if he doesn't put it to bed the first time you ask him, he's not interested. He's done. And you could see it because he put the race to bed. And then when they come back, he was like, nah, I'm done. I'm finished here. And, he
faded away.
Yeah, that's it. He faded into third. He wasn't interested. He was just like, yeah, I'm done. I've done my job. I've done what you've asked me in terms of I've gone to win it. I've not won it, and now I'm not bothered. So I thought Noob Negra was really unlucky. I got him wrong. I thought he ran a belt. I thought he, like you say, I think he was a very unlucky loser. I think the winner was very good, like in terms of she battles very well. Do I think the field are very good? No, I don't really think they're great.
Not when Shishkin tears them apart next year.
No, they won't see which way he goes, will they? But the thing is, Shishkin would have won that this year. If he'd have ran this year, he could have probably won that race. So
he lapped them.
I just don't think they were that great. I was gutted that Altior didn't go. I bet you Nicky Henderson will be gutted that Altior didn't go now, given that I think he'd have had
the way the race panned out. Like
the way they ran that race it was slow, and then they kicked. And every single time when they did that in the champion chase, Altior has won it because he's just so strong up the hill. If Nube Negra, who was an absolute bridal merchant round Kempton, is flying up the hill to put the kettle on, Altior would have been absolutely with a rocket up his ass up the hill. It wouldn't have mattered. But it's true, isn't it? Like the way he gets, no horse I've ever seen at Cheltenham gets up the hill better than he does. So
tend to agree.
Yeah, gutted, but really, there's not much more. I just think put the kettle on. I was just gutted I didn't back her because the record of Arkle winners and the fact that Henry de Bromhead ran her in the race instead of the mare's chase was a tip in itself. So another one that I
missed. The one that got away.
Definitely was, yeah.
Any more to add, George?
No. I was wrong about the race completely, and so that's it.
Just hold your hands up.
Oh yeah,
we could be doing that a lot, mate. We could, couldn't we?
Well, I thought she had no chance. So the fact that she's won, good on him.
Yeah, moving on to one of the stories of the week. Tiger Roll rolling back the years.
Well, I'll hold me to say I was absolutely
I thought easily was a cert.
Well, this is the worst call I've ever made at Cheltenham in the 5 years that I've been betting at Cheltenham legally. Worst call I've ever made at Cheltenham, probably ever made on a jumps race. I said, what price would he be to get round? Well, he was
92 and he won the flipping 17.
1 to a million.
Yeah, this is your put the kettle on, I think, isn't it?
I could have rode him to get round, but the rest. Easy Slam wanted softer ground, and the rest of them are just rubbish. So
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I put up some neck each way at 16s. He was third. That weren't too bad of a run.
He's just not very good, is he?
No.
But
I tell you what,
no.
when you know it's Alpha Dizobo or whoever it was, looked like he might win it for a minute. Oh my God, that's when you know something's going off. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's great
Yeah.
to see Tiger
Talk
Roll
about
win, but
boats.
Yeah.
generally I don't
I
really
thought it was
like
great to see
Rose.
Tiger. Excited for Keith Donoghue.
Yeah,
The
very,
really
very happy.
emotional after the race. The horse means horse means everything to him. I think he said that's the horse that that's the reason I'm still riding right now, just to be able to sit in the spoiler.
Yeah, that's it. And I
So
mean,
yeah, that was great to see.
He'll be
it was a
retired at
brilliant
the end of the
story.
season then.
It was a
Yeah.
brilliant story. And they're going to be gutted that they're not in the national. Let me tell you, regardless of what Eddie O'Leary says, he'll be gutted that he's not in the national because he did exactly the same a couple of years back and went round and could have ran round Daintree twice and won. So he'll be gutted. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Then moving on to the Grand Annual, we had Sky Pirate who defied a mark of 153, 154.
It's another bad beat, isn't it? And
Yeah.
one of my better
This
handicap
is-
bets of the week, beating a short head. It basically
Oh
summed
my
up the first couple of days for me.
Well, I backed Sansa, who got pulled up after got badly hampered.
Yeah.
Well, still, I'm not saying it would have won, but it was still at that time it was still going reasonably okay.
Well,
But yeah, I
oh
don't
my
want to
God.
spend. I don't want to
handicap.
spend too much time in that race because I don't know. I don't know how Antepost. Damn, we've lost Dan. Dan, are you there?
Yeah.
Your camera's just went off. I can't
Oh,
see
right.
you. Or...
No, I can see him. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The handicap
Oh,
for
there.
that race is just that was the first race where I lost my mind on the handicap because I just didn't understand how Sky Pirate could have won that race. Just didn't. I still don't know how he's won it. To be fair, Iblio ran. Oh my God, what has happened there? Like, oh,
It's way at the back.
way back. It's bloody may as well have been sat next to me on the sofa by 2 out. The next thing you know, Iblio's piling through the field, just trying to get past all the ones that are dropping out. If he would have been ridden with anywhere near the pace, he might have had a shout. But
Yeah,
and the form works out because he had form with Sky Pirate all year. Do you know what I mean? So that form line that we were looking at in terms of a Moolah Gold, Iblio, Sky Pirate was brilliant. He should have been second at least.
Yeah,
it was the best form in the race.
That's coming to the fore there, but yeah,
how he won it, I don't know.
Antepost was very, very unlucky. Another Sky,
he was. Yeah,
probably would have won.
Yeah. I'll just mention. No, I'll
Right.
just mention one more before we move on. I put up Cappuccino mixes in each way price in this. And he ended up finishing sixth. I don't think he just really had the turn of foot when they accelerated away. So I think if they put him over further, he'll still pick up a pretty decent handicap. And he was 40 or 50 to 1 on the day.
Yeah,
so
some people would have
maybe
got
one to keep an eye out.
and some people would have got 6 places. I think Sky were paying 6.
So you're welcome. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on.
Good shout.
You've got to take a winner wherever you can, mate. Like
moving on to the champion bumper. But I tell you, lads, Sir Gerhard's a machine. An absolute machine.
Racheal Blackmore's a machine. I'm not sure Gerhard's.
I'll tell you who the machine is. Let me tell you who the weapon is anyway.
That was great, wasn't it? And look, what's going to beat Sir Gerhard in the Supreme next year? Absolutely nothing at the minute.
I want to know what's going to beat Kilcrut in the Ballymore because
get the double.
Get the
I think he is at the minute. If he jumps a hurdle, I think he's an absolute good thing for next year.
42 to 1 the double, I think, if my math's any good.
I'd leave Sir Gerhard myself.
I'm telling you now, after we come off record now, I'm going on to back the double. I've already hit 2 singles. Like that bumper.
I'm going to eat.
Well, I'm going to go downstairs with the football, like, but yeah, I think people can question right into a cup, but still, even though like they're 2 very, very good horses, they pulled miles clear of that field. Well, but then just quick mention to LS Bell, third, ran a really good, nice race for the Skeletons.
Yeah,
maybe one for the Mayor's Novice or something along them lines next year. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, she's okay.
3 Stripe Life ran well in 4th.
Yep. The form's fine.
Oh yeah, the three-stripe life was so keen as well. He chucked off Jack Kennedy to post, and he was. I mean, if that horse settles, that's a hell of a lot closer than 6 or 7 lengths.
Yeah, I think maybe a step up and trip wouldn't do any harm either.
I think to go hard for the Supreme. Yeah, I get it. I just think out of the whole week, I thought the one horse that didn't win that should have won was Kilcrut, and I just think that if he can jump a hurdle, I don't see how he won't win the Ballymore. I just don't see how he doesn't, because
so Gerhard's a monster.
They said he was going to be a better hurdler, Kilcrut. He nearly beats I still think he should have beat Sir Gerhard. I just think Racheal Blackmore's absolutely may as well have laughed at Paul Townend, who was having a nap halfway when Racheal was saying, right, I'm going to go and win. I think Paul was, I don't know what he was doing, maybe checking himself out in a mirror or something. But
yeah, she rode them to sleep.
Sir Gerhard's clearly quicker than Kilcrut. He's been done for pace, hasn't he? But I don't believe
that was always the thought as well, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just don't believe in the way that they ran him that he was going to be done that much, and the way he was gaining at the line said to me that he had a hell of a lot more left in the tank, far more than Sir Gerhard, who was emptying big time. So,
but I think Sir Gerhard have a nice summer, come back, wins his Supreme next year. On the Tuesday in the stand. Go on, you good thing.
Well, at least you're all in on Sir Gerhard, and I'm all in on Kilcrut. I think if there's one horse next year that I thought maybe you could get, what price is he? Do we
13 to
Sixes.
No 6s? Yeah,
Is he?
Kilcrut 6s, and he's 5 to 1 for this.
I'm just looking at horses that obviously we've not seen a lot of them, but horses that we ran at Cheltenham who will have good form and who will we've just seen appreciate it, do what he did in the Supreme. He was obviously second in the bumper. I think
the bumper form's always really good for the novice hurdles. Really good.
I really think Kilcrut is a weapon. I think he's really, really good, and I'm loving it to see him over 2.5. Loving it.
I definitely agree.